The bottom is in on Bitcoin or very, very close. The charts are clear. Do not go anywhere because you do not want to miss this video. Welcome to RTBro's Trading Academy, where we focus entirely on the charts. We completely ignore the news because it is often manipulated, and we also ignore fundamentals because it cannot be quantitatively valued. We focus on the charts and nothing else. So there is a lot of really, really bullish signs across this market. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, this is the overall chart of Bitcoin, and I cleaned it up and took off all the indicators except for one very, very important one. This weekly breaker, this is the level that we have been watching for several weeks. Now, this level is very significant because, as you can see, we tested it from the downside, tested it with a nasty, nasty rejection. We tested it, we tested it, we tested it, we tested it. We finally broke above after 8 weeks of being underneath it, and now we're coming back down and retesting it from the top side. This is a bullish retest, and what was once a resistance, which this level clearly is a resistance point, now should act as a support. This right here alone should make you very cautious on being a bear. All right. Now, it was not me who really pointed out how incredibly important this level is, but actually Credible Crypto on Twitter. He's the one who showed how important this level is, not just to the right, what I've been looking, but also to the left. Guys, look at this interaction and see how critically important this level is. Look, it came up here, acted as a resistance, support, resistance, resistance, support, 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 and then acted as resistance, and now it's once again acting as a support. This is a very, very, very key level, and as long as this is above this level and we have not closed a weekly candle underneath it, it is extremely hard to be bearish at this point. Guys, I'm buying. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is a very important indicator on what we're looking for confirmation that this movement is going to pop the upside. So we're going to go back in time and look at what happened back on March 27th. All right, I came out with a video and I said, guys, I'm actually bearish on Bitcoin because the volume was not impressive on this increase. We had some issue with the longs. The DXY was looking very strong, and I'm looking for this particular setup for a confirmation that that we are going to drop further in price. All right, what I was looking for was a classic bearish divergence. So what that means is you have a higher high in price, but a lower high in RSI and a lower high in volume. And this was made back in March 27th. You can see it right here on what happened, guys. We came up here, we formed that higher high, we got the lower high on RSI, and we are on the volume, and we also got the lower high on RSI. And what happened, guys? Well, this was the very top. We were able to call that top, and we also had a video on it as well that was released in the same day. Okay, so make sure to go back and check it out. I mean, it's clear as day, and I didn't edit anything. I didn't delete anything. It's all there if you guys want to check it out. Now, the cool part about this is we have the exact opposite situation that is playing out, and this is why I'm getting so bullish on the market. So I was very bearish when we were looking for a classic bearish divergence, but we actually have a classic bullish divergence that is very close to playing out as well. So this is what I'm looking for right now. Now, I want to zoom out real quick and show you something. We have not had a bullish divergence in this entire drop. Each one of these drops have had a decrease in RSI. So we have a drop right here, RSI. Drop right here, RSI was lower than this one. Drop right here, RSI was lower. Drop right here, RSI is low. We have not had a decrease in strength by the bears yet. That means that they're still pushing the price down because this is the RSI is an indicator of strength. So it goes to show you that the bears still have a lot of strength on pushing the market down. But because we've had this consolidation structure here, and because the most recent one did have a lot of volume, now we're starting to get to a point where we actually have a really good chance of actually having a bullish divergence form here. And what we're looking for is I want to see one more low, okay? I want to see one more low inside of this major key level that we've been watching for weeks, okay? I want one more push down there. Once we do get a push down in there, This should help us generate a higher low in RSI. That means that the bears will not have enough strength to push the RSI down below around 16 on the hourly RSI. Now, furthermore, because we have such a high volume spike on this one down, I'm expecting the volume spike on this one to actually be pretty low, which will form us a bearish or a bullish divergence on volume and RSI, which is the exact opposite what we saw back here at the top. So a bearish divergence was the key for the top. A bullish divergence should be a key to the bottom. This is what we're looking for, all right? Now, because this is such a very, very incredibly important level, we don't necessarily have to get this bullish divergence, but it's pretty rare not to have a bullish divergence form at the end of such a massive downtrend. So this is ultimately what I am expecting. But if we do get it pushed down and the RSI is holding up above 17-ish on, or if we do not create another low on the hourly RSI, then I will absolutely be going long here. Okay, make that very clear. This is a very, very, very important thing. And if we do get that, I'll be very bullish in the market. All right, so the next thing we're going to look at is what's going on with the market, guys. I drew the squiggly line, right, way back here on the 27th. I did it in the same video, which you can also watch it right there, okay? Are we deviating from the plan? No. Guys, this is exactly what we were expecting, okay? Like, this is nothing outside of what we would expect from a healthy market. So we're still following the plan. Obviously, timelines and exactly how these squiggles line up are always going to be a little bit different. But we've come down here, we've tested the weekly breaker, and now I do expect us to go back up and find new highs. This is what the plan has been all along. So it doesn't make sense to be selling here when, as of right now, we're still very much following the plan. Now, the next thing we're going to go over is the high time frame analysis. What are we looking for the high time frame? Well, like I've said for a long time, I'm expecting us to get right here to the golden pocket zone, and this is where I'm going to be selling my assets, okay? I'll be taking massive profits on all of my positions, no matter where they're at or what they're in, because this right here is a very, very important level. This is a 3-day breaker, as well as the golden pocket retracement of this entire structure, as you can see right there. Golden pocket retracement. So this right here has a ton of confluence on what I'm looking for, on where I'm looking to sell, okay? And this has not changed for months, guys. This is exactly where it's been for a long time. But once we do get up here, when a lot of people are going to get super euphoric around the market, I will be aggressively selling my positions, all right? Now, obviously, if we do come down here, we break down below here, have a weekly close beneath here, that would be a very, very bearish sign, in which case I will be looking to dump my positions and re-enter at around 28,000. Okay, there's a few reasons why down there, but ultimately 28,000 is my original target if we do actually lose this weekly breaker. Again, I think it's very unlikely it's going to happen. However, we need to be prepared in both directions. Now, if we do get above my golden pocket retracement zone where I'm going to be selling all my assets, I will be buying back in over here to reclaim of this 3-day breaker, because that will be my invalidation point, and I'll be able to say, oh, actually, I was wrong, right? We actually went higher than I was expecting. And if we do so, well, I will have to buy back in at about 15% higher prices, which honestly, not that bad, because if I do actually buy back in, I'll be expecting a lot higher. All right, so that's okay, guys. I have no issue buying high and selling higher if that's the case. But ultimately, guys, as long as this weekly breaker holds, it's very clear we're going to the golden pocket. Okay, 54,000 to 58,000. That is where we're going as long as this weekly breaker can hold. All right, next thing to talk about is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This is the price action that we had today. Yesterday was a very red day, but today we started off very red, but we did actually push up pretty aggressively. We had a really nice strong close at the end of the day. All right, this is what we want to see, because the traditional markets also tend to follow Bitcoin. So whenever we see the traditional market start to really do really well, that also is a good sign that we are going to do good on crypto as well. So this is really good. It's really healthy. It's what I want to see. I want to see us essentially range in here. As long as we range and just don't utterly collapse, crypto, Bitcoin, and especially our altcoins have a really, really good chance to do some nice work here. All right, next thing to talk about is going to be the DXY. All right, this is a bearish indicator, and there's no other way to look at this. This does not look good, guys, okay? We had a breakup into this consolidation structure. We basically ranged around for a while, building up strength, and we broke back up to the upside. This is a very bearish movement, and the markets have obviously reacted bearishly to the amount of strength that we've had on the US dollar. Here's the good news, though. We are now at a major level of resistance, okay? This is a major monthly breaker. And just to give you an idea of how strong this level is, remember back when COVID first came out, okay? This is back in like March 2020 timeframe, right? Remember all the absolute absurdity and everything that, you know, all the toilet paper getting taken out of the grocery stores and people just losing their minds, and all the workplaces shutting down, and just, you know, absolute total absurdity, right? Well, despite all of that, this monthly breaker was able to keep the DXY down, right? We did have a massive spike up whenever the COVID restrictions first came out, but ultimately it did actually hold as a very solid support level or a resistance level. Well, we're back in the same level, guys. And unless you think that we are going to have even more panic and more absurdity than what we saw back in March of 2020, then this monthly breaker should hold. So I'm going to go ahead and make the assumption that this is still going to act as a major resistance level, and that this is just a temporary increase before we ultimately do round over and give some real good relief to Bitcoin and other assets. All right, and that's what my expectations are in the market. So although the low time frame does look very bearish for crypto, if you zoom out and look at the high time frame, this level is a massive, massive level of resistance, and something that should bring a lot of strength to the crypto market and traditional assets. All right, now the next thing we're going to talk about is the longs. And the longs is something that is a little bit controversial. A lot of people don't like my assessment on here, but let me explain to you guys why. The longs are an indication of the confidence in the market, because people don't long the market unless they're confident the market is going to increase. So what happened is we had a lot of longs open up over the last couple months, okay? However, over the last couple weeks, we've actually had a lot of our longs close. This means people were losing confidence in the market, and we saw what happened. We had a massive drawdown since these longs started closing. And this was a parabolic movement back downwards. Just like we had a parabolic rise, a rounded top, right? Now we had a parabolic drop. But something recently has happened. This parabolic drop has now transitioned into a different type of structure. This is a falling wedge consolidation structure, and this is generally considered a bottoming structure for any sort of assets you're trading with using technical analysis. So because we have this falling wedge, the assumption is that we are going to break to the upside. And if we break to the upside on longs, that means people are gaining confidence in the market. And that's what we really want to see for a reversal and a transition to the upside on traditional assets as well as cryptocurrency. So this looks fine. If this was an actual cryptocurrency and we had a falling wedge and we're breaking out of it, that'd be a good sign, right? And this is a buying signal for any other assets. So obviously it can be argued whether or not you can actually look at this with any sort of validity, but it's worked out really well so far. So honestly, I'm cool with taking the risk here. So I think this looks like a really good bottoming structure, and I think we are going to break the upside, and this is going to transition to crypto also having a lot of strength. All right, now next we're going to talk about is the shorts position, right? Because obviously if the longs are something you got to look at, we also got to look at the shorts. Now everything I said about the longs, do it in reverse. When you have a ton of shorts open up, this means you have a lot of bearishness in the market, all right? So a lot of extra shorts means a lot of bearishness. Now, over here, we've had a 7.83% increase in short positions today. So does that mean we have a lot of bearishness in the market? Well, that's all the increase is, okay? Comparatively to 40,000 open long positions, we only have 977 short positions. So although it was a massive increase in the percentages, if you look at the overall time frame, guys, we've had as many as 43,000 shorts open, okay? Right now, we only have 977. So this is basically nothing. So until we start getting around at least the bare minimum 2,000 to 5,000 shorts getting opened up, this is still at all-time lows, guys. Like, this means that there is still a lot of people who do not have a lot of confidence the market is going to keep dropping. All right, and this is what we want to see. So the shorts look very bullish to me. Now, next we're going to talk about is the Bitcoin dominance, and I've discussed this chart with you guys many, many times, and I actually made a cheat sheet on what my expectations are in each one of these levels. We go to the weekly levels, so we make it very clear. We have a breaker right here, and we have a breaker right there, breaker right here, and we also have a breaker right here. So ultimately, if we get above here, that's very, very bad for altcoins, right? That means that essentially Bitcoin is running away and taking the market with it, right? So either I would have to transition my cryptocurrency into Bitcoin, or transition my cryptocurrency into fiat, stablecoins, US dollar, something of that nature if we get above there. Down here, we had essentially, this is like a ranging, basically just following Bitcoin, nothing too crazy. We'll have some good winners across the board, but ultimately, this is just ranging, right? However, when we get down here, this is when we start getting some major movements in the market like we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. And over here, this is altcoin season. This is straight up absolute degen craziness of where money is just flowing into altcoins at absolutely massive amounts. This is where you're going to get your XRP that does 60,000% like 2017, where you're going to have Ethereum do 20,000% like 2017, like Litecoin doing 50,000% back in 2017. Guys, 2017, go back there, look at those charts. This is altcoin season, okay? This right here, the amount of increases we've been receiving on things like waves and also on Ethereum Classic and things like that, not bad, but it gets a lot crazier if we actually keep dropping down. Well, on the lower time frame, we can see we've now broken down in this next range, and this looks like a successful bearish retest before a continuation back down inside this range. And as long as we stay in here, this is a very, very bullish sign for altcoins. Very, very bullish for altcoins. And as long as we stay in here, I am not moving any of my altcoin positions, okay? As long as we stay in here, I am completely happy. If we start coming into here, I'm going to have a little more caution. And if we start jumping up here, I will be fleeing and admitting that I was wrong and jumping into Bitcoin or fiat. But as long as we're here, very, very bullish. And in here, relatively bullish. In here, exceptionally, insanely bullish, okay? And that's generally how to look at this. But the Bitcoin dominance chart still looks totally healthy. It looks totally fine. This looks like a very standard bearish retest before a continuation back down for more ranging, where we hopefully fall down in this lower category, in which case we get all of this, okay? So this chart is very, very important. Make sure you guys have this properly marked because this is essentially the key indicator on whether or not we're going to see some massive parabolic gains across the entire market. Next thing regarding alts, we have this chart right here, okay? This is our total 3 chart. This is all of our altcoins except for Ethereum, and also obviously except for Bitcoin. So all cryptocurrency except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And as you guys can see, this weekly breaker has acted as a major support level. And not only that, we've also have our golden pocket right here, which also acted as a major support level. So golden pocket, weekly breaker, come down here. All the craziness that we had over the last few weeks, all the insanely bearish news we've had was not able to break below here. So as long as we are above here, I'm still bullish on altcoins, okay? As long as we're still above here, I am still bullish on altcoins because the market structure has not changed. Everything still looks healthy. Now, we have come up here and we have tested this weekly breaker. And so far, this weekly breaker is acting as a resistance. So, right now, until we get above here, I'm still expecting some more ranging here. But once we get above here, there's really nothing up here stopping the market from just absolutely exploding. All right. And like I've talked to you guys in previous videos, Bitcoin does not have to increase that much further for altcoins to do incredible things. It's not needed, right? All we have to do is Bitcoin has to stop crashing. And as long as Bitcoin stops crashing, altcoins can and should run in a major way. That's where I'm putting my money at. That's where I'm expected to happen. Obviously, I cannot give you financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. However, I'm just showing you guys what I see, and this is how I am playing the market. So make sure you guys are on Discord. There is a ton of great information on here. I really try to keep you guys updated. Just look at this, guys. Like, I know I'm not on YouTube as much as I probably should be, but like, I post in here every single day, keeping you guys up to date on what's going on. And of course, if you guys do join Patreon, I will be updating you guys on all the altcoin positions. We'll be doing our 5K to 50K challenge account. You get all the information onto that. And speaking of that, after I release this video, I will be starting a live stream soon after this gets released where I will be going over altcoin positions with you guys and trying to find the next big plays. So make sure you guys check that out. And outside of that, I will see you guys in the next video. Like always, I'm out. Deuces, boys. Have a great day. Bye.